Politics and ethics. Let's go back and reevaluate Newt Gingrich's call to abandon our system of justice and our laws in order to keep Americans safe. Now, just as men and women in society can refuse to obey laws, so too can the people who work in government. This becomes problematic because in the United States of America, government is supposed to act as an independent arbiter of law, which is supposed to apply equally to all people. As such, the people who are working in government are supposed to be constrained by law, so as to protect the citizenry from despotism. In the example that Newt Gingrich talks about, he says that the underwear bomber should be tried in a military tribunal court, because his act was an act of war. He then cited the fact that Nazi saboteurs were found in the United States during the period of FDR, and that these Nazis were given military tribunals and then executed. There are a few problems with this example. One of which being that we were at war with Germany. Germany, as you may know, is a country. We are not at war with the country of Al-Qaeda, because Al-Qaeda is not a country. Al-Qaeda is not a sovereign state. Now there's another fundamental flaw in logic that Newt Gingrich's arguments belie. If he is so certain that the people in question are guilty, what evidence has he seen that is so compelling beyond a shadow of a doubt? And if he has seen such compelling evidence, why does he assume that that same compelling evidence would not be compelling enough to convince a jury? Newt Gingrich says that those who committed the 9/11 attacks should be executed. If they are indeed guilty of the 9/11 attacks, depending on what state they're in, they'll surely get the death penalty. Or if they're in a state that prohibits the death penalty, surely they'll get 3,000 consecutive life sentences without parole, which is as good as a death sentence anyways. Why do we need to take them to a kangaroo court? Is he afraid that the evidence is not compelling enough to convict on? If it isn't, why is he so certain that these people are guilty? Especially if there's no compelling evidence to demonstrate as such. But all of this is overshadowed by the much larger ethical elephant in the room, which brings us back to the quotation from Benjamin Franklin. If we allow ourselves to be governed by a system which presumes guilt, then we are all guilty of everything we are ever accused of. This is not a system of justice. To put things in more concrete terms for you, let's assume that the government assumes that you are a terrorist. Now the government says that they only use the military tribunal system for non-citizens, which goes against the Founding Fathers' idea of all people being equal under the law, but we'll put that off to the side for now. If you are in fact kidnapped and taken to a place like Guantanamo, in which you have no access to a lawyer, no ability to contact your family, no ability to request any paperwork, no right to habeas corpus, and the possibility that you will never stand trial, how do you ever expect to prove that you are, in fact, a United States citizen? This is the exact danger that Benjamin Franklin warned us about, in allowing those who work in government more power to do whatever they please without proper constraint by laws that protect the rights of individuals. To allow our government to violate the very ethics on which it was founded, we put ourselves in a greater and more permanent danger than whatever risk we were trying to mitigate. Our own systems of government under these circumstances can be used by less than scrupulous individuals to create a system of despotism. A despotic system of government could be used to silence critics in an Orwellian nightmare. That is why those who would give up liberty for safety not only deserve neither, but will get neither. I sell t-shirts, do 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 do.